Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. Yay! I'm so happy to be here with you talking about makeup. Thankfully, there's no major drama that we can get into right now, which is really cool. So I want to mostly talk about products today. I think products is something that we haven't really. I don't think we've done like a product focused chat in a while, and I thought that this would be kind of a controversial one in the way that I feel like there are certain products that we kind of always say are the best products out there, but those still get criticism from people for different things. They don't work for everybody. But I pulled out some of the products that I always recommend to people that I personally absolutely love that seem to be pretty universal for people as far as how well they work. I do know that there are going to be people who be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you recommended that. I hate that product because they don't work for everyone. So that's why I want to do this as a live chat rather than an edited video, because we have the benefit here of having an amazing, amazing community of people called the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, helping us not to buy crap and to buy things that are totally worth it, because I haven't tried everything that there is. And chances are there are some products, if I did this on my own, that I would completely miss. And that's just me. So before we get into it, I do want to greet them and say hello to the people that are here live. It is 5 p.m. on a Sunday. We typically do these at 10 a.m. on a Sunday. I did work my market this morning. I was there bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and it was cold and it was rainy, and it was a difficult start to the morning at the market, but we made it. So that's why I look a little haggard. I'm a little windblown. I redid my eyeliner. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, it's been a long day, but this is the best part because we get to just sit and chill and relax and talk about makeup. So let me say hello to the people that are here live. Hello to Teresa and the rest of the moderators here. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, Steph and Flory and Audra and Teresa, and of course my husband John, who's just sitting over there. Thank you for all you do to help keep the chat just a nice, safe, happy place, because every once in a while some weird people end up making their way in that I don't even know how they got here. It's like, who are you and how did you get here? It's so weird. Robbie, hello. How are you today, tonight, whatever time it is, wherever you are? Hello. So good to see you. Hi, Angie. Good evening to the rest of the collective brain. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate you. Andrea, so good to see you. Leslie over at Thriving and Beyond. Hello. I hope you're doing well today. I'm good. I'm happy to be here with my coffee that I'm drinking probably way too late at night, but I felt like I needed it, so I'm having it anyway. Hi, Michelle. So good to see you. Mom of three. Happy you were able to make it today. That's a lot, being a mom of three. That's a lot of work. That's a lot, especially depending on the age of your kids. That's a lot. Java Installer. I love that name. Hello. Welcome to live chat. And Amanda, good to see you. Oh, I see Lupe is here. Hi, Lupe. And hi, Flory. And hi, Tracy. So good to see everybody. Okay, so I wanted to start this with a tweet that I saw on Twitter. Her name is Tony. I've been following her forever. She lives local to me. She's amazing. The Regular Girl Reviews. So she posted this tweet here, which I'm hoping you can see. It looks like in the monitor that you can see pretty well. And it says, one has to go, and there's pictures of 4 pieces of cake. I know you've probably seen these somewhere, either on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, where you have to pick the one that you would get rid of. The choices are carrot cake, lemon cake, vanilla cake, and red velvet cake. And this is what Tony said. And I love Tony, but we strongly disagree on this. Tony says red velvet can kick rocks barefoot. Carrot cake ain't either, honestly. Like, Tony and I are going to start fighting over that because red velvet cake is my favorite cake of all time, closely followed by carrot cake. Like, why would you keep vanilla cake, boring vanilla cake over carrot? What? How are you keeping vanilla cake? What? So my point is, and I could eat some lemon cake. I could tear up some lemon cake. But vanilla cake, really? I don't know. But anyway, my point of sharing the story is first, I just saw it and I was amused and I love Tony. And second, is that it really lends itself to how different our tastes are. And I think with makeup, our faces are so different, our face shapes and the climates we live in and our skin tones and our skin types, the different products end up working for us. When it comes to the eyes, how oily are your lids? How much do your eyes water? Like there's so many factors. And the problem with recommending makeup, it's like recommending food. You need to know all of the things in order to recommend, but some people just don't want to, or they don't know how to pick out, like they don't know what they like. So it's hard to make a recommendation because it's like, well, do you have oily lids? And they're like, I don't know if I have oily lids. Like, like some people just don't think that far. So I thought maybe we could kind of come together and really talk about some of the best products. And maybe some people that are just getting into makeup will get something out of it. And those of us that wear a lot of makeup, maybe we can learn from each other so we can make better recommendations to friends and family that maybe aren't as into makeup. And they're just like, I just want a mascara. Just tell me what mascara is good. It's like, so the first thing I wanted to talk about, let me see what y'all are saying first. Hold on a second before we go into Mariah says, I agree with Tony. I'm sorry. Vanilla is versatile and I'm basic. See, that's one thing I'm learning selling marshmallows too, is that somebody came up today and they were like, do you have just plain like marshmallows? And I'm like, no. I am so not basic. I have to overcomplicate everything in life. And I forget sometimes that some people are just basic. They just want like the normal thing. And it's like, that is just not me to just do the normal thing, like at all. But there's so many people like Mariah out there. They're like, I just want vanilla cake, man. Don't put raisins in it. Don't put walnuts in it. Don't put some weird cream cheese frosting and dye it red for no reason. Like, just give me some cake. See, Angie says the same thing. Scotty Licious, carrot cake is delicious. I agree. Carrot cake is delicious. Jennifer is all about the vanilla. KT hates carrot cake. But you see what I'm saying? Like that's exactly what I'm saying. So this is a controversial opinion that I want to start with. I don't think I would recommend face primer to anybody, honestly. Like if somebody came to me and they said, I want a good face primer, I would say you probably don't need it. I would say make sure you have a good moisturizer, a good sunscreen. There's your primer. You'll have to tell me if you get a face primer to fill pores, does it actually fill your pores like for real, for real? Because for me, whenever I've used a pore filling primer, I feel like whatever I use to put my foundation on, whether it's a brush or a sponge or whatever, I feel like it unfills my pores. Like whenever I blend whatever it is over top, the silicone-based primer just goes out of my pore and like, I feel like it ends up not doing anything. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, maybe my pores aren't large enough for it to make a difference maybe it's just my skin. But like, honestly, like the only thing I've seen for a pore filling primer, for like those silicone-y pore filling primers that I like, is I feel like it helps my makeup last longer. So if like somebody is at like a long-term job, I would tell them, I would say, go to the store, go to whatever brand you want to go to, whatever brand you think you like, look at the back of the primer and see if in the first few ingredients, there's something that has cone in it, like dimethicone, silicone, something like that. I would say go for it. Get something like that if you want your makeup to last longer. Or if you have particularly oily skin, see, this is where it gets like tricky because you want to they don't want to hear all that. But if people have particularly oily skin, I would say get something with silica in it because silica can be oil absorbing. And it might help your foundation to last longer and help you not be so oily throughout the day. But I would love to know your thoughts on face primer. And like do people ask you like what face primer you recommend and you actually have something to say? Like, I would love to know. We're still talking about cake and I love that, Teresa. I'm with you. I love me some cheesecake. Absolutely. I agree. Paul says, use a good moisturizer, skin, food, Weleda. Nice. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of people, especially people with drier skin, just using a good hydrating moisturizer, something with glycerin or hyaluronic acid or something, and then topping it over with a sunscreen. Usually that'll have some occlusives to lock everything in. I feel like it's perfect. Sandra says face primer always makes my makeup look worse. I haven't heard that a whole lot, but that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother level, Sandra. I want to hear if anybody has the same experience with face primer as Sandra, because that's a whole nother level. June, OMG, face primer is a hard one. It depends on what I'm looking for. I have so many. Yeah, it's so hard. Liberty Chic wants all the cake. Me too. We had to start with the cake. We had to start with the cake. Makeup. I was trying to do the first part. I'm going to call you Is. Hopefully I did okay. Let me know if I'm wrong, because I will try to get it right. I haven't bought any face primers for 2 years now, totally putting my money on good skincare. I feel like that too. And I noticed, if you watch What's Up in Makeup today, Danessa Myricks came out with like a glow primer thing. But really, like if you look at the ingredient list, it looks like just a really nice serum. Like I would use that as a serum, but it does look like it has a tint to it. So I think that's an interesting choice. And I think it's a smart choice, because I think people that don't have a good solid skincare routine will really love using something like that. And it might change the way their makeup applies, because they've now started their face with this really nice, like, it was like I think, if I remember right, it had some oil absorbing properties. I think there was some silica in there and some hydrating stuff in there. Joe, I have not tried Tarte Timeless Primer. I have not. I will have to do that. Jacqueline, as somebody who has the retinol peelies and very dry skin, a dewy primer like Hydro Grip or e.l.f. Watermelon Dew helps so much with evening out my skin texture. Awesome. So let me see. Hydro Grip. Hydro Grip helps you. That's the milk, right? Milk makeup Hydro Grip. And the e.l.f. Watermelon Dew. I can see the e.l.f. Watermelon Dew, why that would, but the Milk Hydro Grip, I'd have to look at the ingredients and find out, because now I'm like curious, like what is it in there that's helping you so much? That stuff was so sticky on my face. I did not like it. That was just me personally. But I'll have to look at that, because that sounds awesome. That's great. Let's see. Masa says, agrees with that. Casey, yes, I feel like it all gets wiped away. Yeah, that's what I thought. Skincare and beauty with Perky Perkins. I love that. Yep, good moisturizer helps a lot, but pore filling primers do help. I pat my foundations and it works great. Yeah, so I guess if you you make sure, like with a beauty blender or something, if you put on your pore filling primer wherever you need it or whatever, and then you pat your foundation over top. See, even then, like maybe it's just my skill level. I just suck, but I can't get, especially my chin. Like I can see, like in my mirror, I can see the pores in my chin, and I try to use a pore filling primer on my chin, and then it's like, by the time my foundation goes on, it's like, okay, well that's gone now. Okay. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. Now we're 15 minutes in, so I figure we should probably move on. I feel like with foundations, it's very similar in that I feel like I can't really recommend, like people say, just what's a good foundation? And it's like, there are so many factors to foundation that I just can't. I can't just be like, yeah, So a lot of times I'll ask them, do you want you want to be able to see your skin through it? Because when you say, do you want something that's full coverage? Sometimes it takes them a second, because it's not part of their daily language. Like obviously they're going to know what full coverage means, but because it's not part of like their daily, what do you call it, lexicon or whatever, people sometimes will look at me when I say like, what kind of coverage are you looking for? They're like, it like takes them a minute, right? So I'll say like something like, do you want to see your skin through it, or do you want to just see like makeup? Do you want to just like have like a flawless, like none of your skin showing through? And if they say they want to see their skin through it, I'll just say find a BB cream, something that says BB cream, or I usually don't recommend tinted moisturizers, because I feel like tinted moisturizers a lot of times are very sheer. Like there really isn't a lot to it. That's not always true, but I feel like people are more likely with something labeled BB cream to find a lighter coverage, something that they like. Actually, the new one that I just got, I think I have it in my drawer, the new, let me get it, because I want to make sure I get it right. That I just got for the video that just went up on Friday, the Maybelline Dream BB Fresh. I really like this. Like when I first put it on, I wasn't sure, but like the more I use this, the more I really like it. So I'm going to have to keep trying that. But as far as like regular old foundations, like I really like have trouble because the other thing you have to consider is the shade range of it because you don't know if the person's going to be able to find their right match, you know? Like depending on what it is, I feel like it's easier to recommend a BB cream because if your skin is going to shine through it, you don't necessarily have to have the perfect match. It can just be pretty close. Um, excuse me. So with foundations, I have so much trouble recommending. So much trouble. But if you have a foundation that you recommend, that's where you're coming in on this. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this on the replay, you can definitely please participate in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this stuff. Okay, Emily says, I would recommend NARS foundations because Emily Noel pointed out that they do so many different kinds of foundations and they're all really good. And they do tend to have a really nice shade range as well. So thank you for that. Oh, yes. Here we go, Sandra. Sandra with the gems. What's the best foundation is like, what's the best music? It depends on the person. I totally agree. Totally agree. Tierney says, when I worked at Ulta, I would say, do you want people to know you have on makeup or do you want a natural look? That is so much better than what I was saying. I like that better. I'm taking that one because that's way better. I think that's more clear. It's because you've done that for a living. And I haven't. You know what's funny is I actually asked my husband, what was it? When did I ask you, babe, about working at Ulta? Was it like when we used to live really close to an Ulta. It was like right down the street from us. And I was like, I think I might get a part-time job at Ulta because they were hiring. It was definitely before the pandemic. I want to say, well, we moved here in November of 2019. So it was probably what? Like 2018, 2017 because I just wanted that experience. I wanted to be able to do what Tierney did, you know? And he was like, Jen, you don't have time for that. Are you kidding me? It was after I quit teaching, but before we moved here. So somewhere in there. But do you remember me asking you that? Yeah. Yeah. And he was like, you don't have time to do that. Why would you do that? Because you don't have time. But I kind of like wish that I at least worked there for a couple of months or something, you know, just to have that kind of experience.
You could like see if they're hiring for the holidays or something. I wonder if they hire for the holidays.
Maybe, yeah, that's a good idea.
That's
like
what our neighbor did. She got a job.
Oh, that's right.
Clothes store for the holidays.
That's right. So if you couldn't hear John, I don't know if I need to get him a microphone so that you all can hear him better. But he was saying like for the holidays, maybe I could go like work, you know, maybe like work for like even just like October, November or something like leading up to the holidays and get that experience. Because we did have a neighbor. We have a neighbor that's an author. And she's writing a book and needed to do some like research for characters. So she went and got herself a different job in a job that would help her write her book. And it was like a retail job. So it's pretty cool. I don't know if she still works there. Does she still work there?
I don't know.
I don't know. We haven't talked to her in a minute. Hi, Victoria. Good to see you. Okay. All right, the public health gal. Foundation is so personal to everyone's skin type, skin needs, finish, the amount of coverage. I wouldn't know which one to recommend if asked. Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I'm really glad Tierney said what she said. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about what would be next. Concealer. You know what's funny is like I'm so hesitant about recommending a foundation, but I'm not as hesitant about recommending concealer. I feel like that's weird. I feel like I should be just as hesitant about concealer, but I'm just not. And the concealer that I always recommend is the e.l.f. Creamy Concealer. Even though I know it doesn't work for every person, from what I remember, it has a really nice range of shades. And I just love that concealer. It is creamy. It doesn't crease under my eyes, which is unusual for something with that much coverage. Usually when I have something with a lot of coverage, it's going to crease. But for some reason, that one does not crease on me. And I don't know why. Pretty weird, right? So, but I will say though, you know, it's like I keep shouting back to this video from Friday, but the Essence concealer I just got for that video like that's going to be a contender. Like that was really good. But people were telling me in the comment section, I was so like holding my phone and I'm like, grabbing things and I'm thinking, I'm looking at my sheet and everything. Like this is the privilege right here is I wasn't even thinking about how small the shade range was when I grabbed it. Like not even thinking about it. Like I was like, oh, there's a shade that works for me. And I just kind of kept going. And people were saying in the comment section, like that shade range is really sad. And I didn't look at it like online, but I now thinking back and rewatching the video and thinking about the shades were available, it was really sad. So even though that's probably going to be a contender for one of my favorite concealers, at least so far, I can't even recommend it because it's only going to work for this many people. So I don't know. I have contacts over at Essence. I'm gonna be like, look, dude, I want to recommend this concealer, but your shade range is freaking pathetic. And I can't recommend it. I can't. I mean, if you can find your shade, if you're like, like me who gets to just go in and just grab something and it works. But yeah, I feel like with concealer, I feel like it's just a little bit easier than full coverage, like a full thing of foundation, I guess, because you're targeting it. The other thing, though, is if somebody said a concealer to cover acne, I don't think I would have an answer for that at this point. I used to have concealers to cover acne, but I don't have acne anymore. I get like 4 pimples a year. Like, but when I was younger, I had acne all the time. So I know there are people that want to cover their acne with concealer or want to cover redness. And I don't really have, I don't know, redness I do have though, but like to cover like acne spots and stuff, I just don't have that experience. So I would love to know you all what concealers you would recommend. Hi, Marielle. Marielle says, I'm actually terrible at picking concealers. I use the e.l.f. Crema, but I always wonder if there's another one better. Yeah. Yeah, well, we use the same one. So that's a good sign that we're off to a good start here. Max says, I know it's kind of basic at this point, but Shape Tape's never done me wrong. Shape Tape does me wrong in that it creases so bad under my eyes. It creases so bad. But if I apply it very lightly, and if I use a beauty sponge, it's not as bad. But that's my issue with Shape Tape. Why go warrior? I've tried so many concealers, but have yet to find one that looks good, doesn't crease, and hides my dark circles. Please help. Yeah, that's really the one that I go back to. I also really like the one from Pacifica. I don't hear about that one a lot, but what like in my concealers that I have in my drawer, like that's always the one that I reach for. I ran out of the e.l.f. Premium Concealer. I don't have it anymore. But I do still have my Pacifica, and that's always the one I've been grabbing for until I just got this one from Essence. I don't know what their shade range is like though. Charlotte says, I need something to cover these bags under my eyes. Bah. Angie, I use concealer that almost matches my foundation. I don't like the look of a bright under eye, but again, it's a personal preference. Yeah, absolutely. I don't I'm seeing more people with very bright under eyes and where the contrast is really there. And that's not my personal taste either, but I have to say, Angie, I do like it just a little bit lighter than my foundation. I do like a little bit of that brightening. I think that was drilled into our heads about the under eye brightening. Do you remember when beauty gurus would put like this and they just like fill in their whole under eye? And it's like, how? But then they end up looking beautiful. They end up looking amazing. And it's like, how? But then, like, we all know a lot of it is like the studio lights and everything really can make somebody look amazing. But then you see them in person and it's like, whoa, dude. I remember having a big realization when I went to my first Ipsy event and saw some of the bigger beauty influencers there, and their makeup did not look like it looked like them. It looked like something they would wear in a video, but it looked cakey. Like it just looked thick. And you could really see, if they had large pores, you could really see their pores because of the thick foundation they were using. You couldn't see any redness, you couldn't see any discoloration, but their pores were really prominent. And I guess because of maybe they were using smoothing filters, I don't know. But it just didn't look as pretty in person as it did in videos. And that was kind of where I had a realization, like you're saying about like the bright under eye, that it looks, when we see people on YouTube doing a bright under eye, it definitely looks different in person. Absolutely. So I don't think you're alone there, Angie, because I think in real life, a lot of us don't wear as bright of an under eye as maybe we see on YouTube. But no shame to anybody that does. Like, I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't or you should. You should do whatever you like that you know looks good on your face, that makes you feel happy. Like, you do whatever you want. But yeah, it was just a little bit of a side note, but kind of on topic. All right, let's move on to the next category. Let's do eye primer. So, unlike face primer, I do feel like eye primer does make a difference. I feel like it makes a difference in a couple of ways. Number one, I do feel like it helps makeup apply. Well, yeah, a few ways. I feel like it helps. Sometimes it can help makeup apply easier on your eyes. Second one is I feel like it can mute out discoloration. Finding one that is kind of close to your skin tone is fabulous. Because I feel like it can really help the makeup go on nicely. Or, make one that's like I've seen a lot of people using white recently for vibrant looks. And I feel like that looks really pretty. So I guess it's just finding the right tone for the shades you're trying to use. But overall, I feel like eye primer really does do what it's supposed to do. I would not recommend eye primer to people that are not using eyeshadow on a regular basis. Like if you're or unless you're just trying to mute out discoloration and you're just trying to like make an even canvas. But then at the same time, like you don't necessarily need an eye primer. You can just use a concealer for that. You don't necessarily need an eye primer if you're not wearing eyeshadow. And a lot of people do use their concealer as an eye primer. I just find that it makes my shadows crease depending on the formula of the concealer. I feel like it makes my shadows crease. They don't necessarily go on smooth unless I set it, which is kind of annoying. So the eye primer that I always recommend is the one from Ulta. This is the old packaging. I think I'm almost out of this one, so I'm trying to use it up. I think it looks slightly different now, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if this is the old packaging and new packaging, honestly, but I'm almost out of it. This is my go-to. If you have an Ulta near you, I really, really love this. I've loved it for years. I did like a Ulta brand video a while back, like years ago, and that's where I found this, and I fell in love with it, and I have not looked back. This, I remember at the time I was using Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I was like, why am I buying Urban Decay Primer Potion? I can just use this. And I used the Urban Decay Primer Potion. What was it called? Was it Sin or something like that? I forget, but it was exactly the same shade as this. So this one is like my skin color. Let me see if I can get some to come out to show you. Come on. Yeah. So yeah, you can see it. It's like exactly my skin color. Well, maybe not exactly, but it's pretty close. But it mutes, it's right here. You see it? Oh no, barely. But I love this eye primer. And I would definitely recommend this for most people, but it really does depend on some different factors of what you're going for. And I don't think everybody necessarily needs an eye primer. And I don't have oily lids, so I don't know how it works for people with oily lids. Another good one, if you're looking for one that has various shades, is the one from Gerard Cosmetics, their clean canvas. The only thing about that when it comes in a pot is that you have to use the teeniest, tiniest little amount. You can go overboard very easily. That pot will last 1,000 years. Like you need the tiniest amount. A little bit goes a very long way. Like you could pass that pot down to your grandchildren, like how little you need to use that stuff. And they make multiple shades, which I think is fantastic. So heirloom makeup, exactly. Well, it's not cheap. So that was sent to me in PR, by the way. I forgot. I didn't tell you. I don't think there's anything else we've talked about so far that was sent to me in PR. I think everything else has been purchased. We're safe. I just want to make sure I do all of that I'm supposed to do. All right. Sherry says, I love the Pretty Vulgar eye primer. You know what, Sherry? I am so annoyed with myself because I have the Pretty Vulgar eye primer, and I can tell you I don't know if I've even used it. I think I got it in a subscription box, and I don't think I've used it. It's just been sitting there for years, just sitting in my drawer. Like it got pushed to the back and I never used it. I might have used it at one point, but now I'm going to have to use it. Thank you for that. I'm pretty sure I have that. Unless I gave it away to somebody, but that would be really sad if I gave it away and it's your favorite. Like I'm missing out. Max, I've been trying the Fenty Beauty Under Eye Corrector and I like it so far. Nice. Leslie, Ultimate Eye Primer is the bomb. Found it from you, Jen. Yay! I'm so glad it's worked for you. Tracy, a girl I know used to wear stage makeup every day. It looked jarring. Yes. I remember the first time I did stage makeup when I was in high school and we went, I forget where we got it, but it was pancake makeup that we used for the stage. And it was fun. I did the makeup for the people that were backstage for the plays. I remember doing my friend's makeup and it was fun. It was really fun. I wasn't even that into makeup. I don't know. I guess it was always in my blood. I don't know how that happened that I ended up doing people's makeup because I really had no makeup talent. I don't know. Liberty Chic, Mac Painterly Paint Pot. Yes. Rare Beauty's Eye Primer. I need to try that. I've never tried that one. I don't have that one. Skincare Concierge. Hello. Wait, let me see if I can remember. It's like Christine. Trying to remember your real name. It's something very like easy and I can't remember it. I know I saw it recently. It's like Christine. Did I get that right? Something like that. I'm sorry if I'm calling you the wrong name. I'm trying. I really like the VDL eye primer for eyes. It goes on soft. Nice. Nice. All right. Oh my goodness. It's already 5:30 and we're only on eye primer. We have a lot left to go. But I feel like those are the like ones that I get asked about a lot. I'll go into, let's do like blush and bronzer and well, maybe not bronzer, but let's do blush. Let's do eyeliner. Let's do brow pencils. Let's do lip gloss. Talk about lipstick. We'll talk about that after the break, after I tell you what's on my eyes, and the rest of my face. I was looking at the palettes I used. We'll take a little break and then we'll talk about some of the more popular products. Oh my gosh, I just saw Julie. Thank you so much for joining the Collective Brain Elite. I appreciate you oh so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It really does help. It really does. Okay, so this is what I'm wearing. And you may be asking yourself, Jen, you're wearing a blue eyeshadow palette. Where is the blue on your eyes? That's my question as well. I have the same question as you do. So this morning I put on, we got to remember though, this was what time? 7 o'clock this morning? Like 7 o'clock. Yeah, like 7, maybe 6:45, 7 o'clock this morning. I set up my eye look again with this one because none of the rest of the palettes, I didn't want to go full on all color, right? So I set my eye look up with that. That was fine. But then I put this one on my lid. And I was like, I don't want to be too loud, but I want some blue. So I put this one all over my lid. Look at this. Where are you? Where are you, blue eyeshadow? Oh, you're not there anymore. I don't know what the heck is going on with these palettes. This is the second time I've used them, the second time I've had issues with them. I love Glam Light. I love Glam Light. And I don't know what is happening with these palettes. I'm just not like, the same thing happened to me with the purple one that I used for What's Up in Makeup on Friday. So I do want to do I guess I'll do like swatches and review of those for Friday. I'm not sure if something else will come up, but I think the plan is to do full review of those because I do want you to see the swatches and I want to do a look and I want to do the wear test and all of that and really talk about it because it's different. It's weird for Glam Light to have something that I'm not happy with. It's very odd. So I wanted to mention the eyeliner I'm wearing today. So this is the Rare Beauty eyeliner. And when I first got it, the big issue with this is it's very fat. So if you don't want a big line, it's hard to get a smaller line. Even if you just try to use the very tippy point of it, it's really hard to get a tiny line. But one thing I appreciate about this is it doesn't smudge. What it does do is it flakes off. So if I rub the corner of my eye, it's like a dry film. So it'll just kind of flake off, which I much prefer to smudging. I don't like when my eyeliner smudges. I remember when I was teaching, people would occasionally tell me, Jen, your eyeliner is just like, whoop. It was like going up here because I like rubbed my eye or something. So I appreciate that about this. It's not my favorite liner, but it's very black. And if you like bigger wings, like this is a good one. And my lip gloss is already gone. I had put on this lip gloss from the Hershey Kisses collection. This one, it does smell like chocolate. It does smell good. And it feels good. It's just, it doesn't last very long. Like it's real frosty, but when you rub it in, it goes away. So, so far liking the lip glosses more than the palettes, but we'll see. I'm going to keep playing with it. I'm going to keep playing with them. I saw somebody ask about, oh, here it is. Bunny Bangs, Ordinary Primer, yay or nay? I really like the Ordinary's primer. I did. I like the face primer. I really liked a lot. But it says, doesn't it say on it that it's a silicone primer? Is it that one that says it's a silicone primer, but it's not? Like, it's more of a moisturizing primer, if I remember right. Not sure. Yeah, the Milani one, Nancy. Hi, Nancy. Nancy, and hi, Jenna. And both are saying about the Milani eye primer. Yes, I have tried that. Kristen, I was so close. I was close. I knew it was something easy and I couldn't remember. Okay. All right, we're good. So that's what's on my face today. That's what's going on. Oh, Leslie says, oh no, one thing I can't do is smudging and flaking. Nobody, nope. Yeah, I mean, if you don't touch it, it doesn't flake. It's only when you rub your eyeball, well, not your eyeball, but when you rub if you rub your wings, they'll flake off. So that's a thing. Aw, Sandra, thank you for being here. Sandra was just about to go to bed and remembered live chat. Yay. Thank you for being here. That's so nice of you. I hope you're nice and relaxed and cozy. I hope you're doing well. All right, let's go. Yeah, Ordinary does feel silicone-y, Lori. Yeah, I can't remember. And then Sandra says Ordinary is a moisturizing primer. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look at the ingredient list, or you can definitely look at it and see if you see any of the silicones in it. All right, let's talk about blush, because I feel like blush is something people ask me about a lot, and we'll focus on things people ask me about a lot. So for blush, I feel like it's something that formula-wise, I don't know. Do you agree with me? For me with blush, I want a blush that builds. I don't want one that you put it on your brush and you put on your face and it's just like a stripe. Like, and I want when I put it on, I want to be able to blend it. Like I don't want it to just be like paint on my face. I want it to go on light, and I want to be able to put on a little more and see a little more and put on a little more and see a little more until it gets up to like real bright, right? That's just my personal preference, and that's what I've found a lot of people tend to like. But if you like something else, definitely let me know. So the blush that I feel like is the easiest to access, that people can find, to access, I guess. It's the accent on the access, is the Milani blush. Now, the only thing is there's one of these that went on and I could not blend it. And it was the cherry one. It's a bright red. And it was part of their fruit collection that they came out with. They sent me PR. I'm not sure. I think they did send this to me in PR. Now think about it. This is Luminoso. But I feel like this formula is so good. Overall, I feel like it does all of those things. And most people are able to find this in their local drugstores. So this is one that I recommend a lot. But I would love to know your thoughts, because I feel like I get settled into a blush formula and then I don't really try a whole lot outside of it. I was realizing as I was preparing for this video that like I haven't really tried a lot of I've tried a lot of new products, but I feel like I'm missing out on so much that people talk about because I just can't try everything, you know? So yeah, I would love to know what blushes you like. The other one that came to mind, if people shop at Sephora or if they, want to shop online, is Makeup by Mario's pressed blush, which was also set in PR that I freaking love. It's amazing. I was thinking about Tarte blushes and how much I used to love those so much, so much. I loved my Tarte blushes. I used to buy like the little gift sets and stuff where you get like the little mini blushes in the strip at Christmas time. Used to buy those. I haven't bought a Tarte blush in years, but I used to love those. But I don't know if they're still good, so I don't know if I can even recommend them, Mallory says the Mented blushes. That's good to know. Liberty Chic, Milani Baked blushes, Rare Beauty, even the Dior. Wow, okay. Paul says the Hourglass blush. Makeup Happiness. I love Tarte blushes. They last the longest compared to any other blush. Nice. So they are still good. They are. Abby likes a Melt Cream blush. Nice. Michelle. I love Pat McGrath and Hermes blushes. Hermes blushes better be damn good for that price. I wonder, like, I need to watch more of Michelle Wong's content and see, like, I haven't watched Michelle Wong's reviews. I love her. She's one of my friends, but I haven't because she's so far out of my price point. I don't watch a lot of her reviews because I know there's no way I'm ever going to buy them. I don't know if she has a review of the Hermes blushes, but I feel like I'm missing out on learning more about like the Hermes blushes because I haven't watched a lot of her content recently. I really should. I really love her. I watch her vlogs all the time. So I also love the Natasha Denona and the MOB cream blushes. Oh, I have heard of that. I have heard of that. Yes, the M Baked blushes, Audrey, are fabulous. I totally agree. They did send those to me in PR a while back, and I really like them a lot. Skincare concierge blush, anything on a stick. Wait, was it Kristen? Did I get it right? I think I did. Okay, I forgot that fast. My short-term memory is that bad. Yes, I think I got it right. Did I click on this one or did I just read it? Jennifer says Moon Prism blush from Lunar Beauty and the e.l.f. primer infused blushes are my favorites. Interesting. Have I tried the Lunar Beauty blushes? I don't think I have. I love his lip glosses and his liquid lipsticks. But I don't think I've tried his blushes. Interesting. Paula says every brand of powder blush just disappears on me, even with a primer and fixer. Interesting. I wonder why. I wonder why that is. Yeah, I want to know why. Like, why is it disappearing on you and not other people? You know, like what is happening there? Because like my brain wants to figure everything out, and I don't think that's fair. Like, I don't think it's fair that that's happening to you. I'm like, that's not okay for me that that's happening to you. Like, how do we fix this problem? I'm always trying to fix all the problems. I don't know why that's happening to you. These are great recommendations. You know, I don't even remember the last time I bought a MAC product. MAC Glow Play is so versatile for me. It goes well over powder and cream, can build up to insane blush draping. Is that right? Is that the word you were looking for, I think? But doesn't have to start like that. Nice glow, nice and interesting shades. That's good to know. You know what? I do know the last, maybe not the last MAC product, but the last MAC cheek product that I bought was from their holiday collection. They did the Nutcracker collection, and it was a blush duo, and I got that. And I liked it, but it was really lightly pigmented. But I haven't tried a lot of MAC. I was a Sephora girl from the beginning, from the jump. Because MAC was way out of my price point before I got into YouTube. So I never really got into MAC. All right. We're going to run out. How do we only have 15 minutes left? How does this happen? How does this happen? Okay, so I wanted to talk about, let's see, let's talk about lipsticks because I don't have a good recommendation for lipstick. I don't. Like, I'm looking through my lipsticks and the majority of the lipsticks that I have are liquid lipsticks because that was my thing for the longest time, like Dose of Colors. Yes. I used to get the Bare Minerals Gen Nude ones. I loved those. The M Cosmetics ones, fabulous. I was really into the liquid lipsticks, but now liquid lipsticks are like not the thing anymore. So now I'm trying to find lipsticks that I like stick bullet lipsticks that I like. And like there's some that I really like the Milani ones. I always call it exhibitionist, but that's not what it's called. But it's like, it's not fetish. It's one of those sexy words. And I can't remember which one, but it's got like let me show you one. These right here, Milani sent me these and I freaking love these. But like, I don't know, like, do you find these in your drugstores when you go? Like, are these easily accessible? I don't even know. But I love these. They're nice and creamy. They're a wonderful formula. But other than that, it's like, I don't even know what to recommend when it comes to lipsticks. How terrible is that? I had a Charlotte Tilbury bullet lipstick once that I really liked, but it was a little bit light, so I didn't wear it that much. I had a YSL lipstick that I bought. I bought a red like a moron. Like I wear red all the time. It's like, why would I buy a red? Why would I spend, almost $30 on a lipstick on a shade that I wouldn't even like wear, but on special occasions, right? It's a dumb choice. Like, why didn't I buy a shade that I'd actually wear? But I would really love to know, like, what bullet lipsticks do you recommend to people? Because I need more recommendations to try different bullet lipstick formulas. I was just in liquid lipstick land for so long that I lost track of the bullet lipsticks. Lizzie's like, fetish stick? Did she say that that's what she said? I don't that's what she's I don't know what they're called. It doesn't even say it on here. That's why I always get it wrong. Is like, okay, so this one's called passion and this one's called sensual and they're called something. And they have like the fruit fetish stuff. Like, but that's not it. I don't know what they're called. I don't know. I don't know. Revlon Super Lustrous. Okay. Afra says Revlon Super Lustrous. Lil Miss says, love Maybelline and those Milani lipsticks. I have all the colors. They're amazing. Yes, I love them. Oh, Audrey says, I'm in Washington State. Our mask mandate ends on Friday after 2 years. I just went lipstick shopping. Our mask mandate, this is Maryland. We are so like, we're all about the masks in my state. Like they dropped the mask mandate. I went to the grocery store and everybody was still wearing a mask. We were at the farmer's market today, and I would say about half the people there were wearing masks outside. I wasn't wearing a mask because we're outside. I'm like, I don't need a mask outside. But there were so many people wearing masks around the market today. I am very much a person that says if you want to wear a mask, you should totally keep wearing your mask. But I know a lot of people are taking them off. So yeah. Mask mandate ends on Friday after 2 years. It's been a long time. I'm waiting to completely get rid of my mask. I'm waiting until my state, and this may sound ridiculous to some people, waiting until after we have less than 1% of our state testing positive and less than 100 people currently hospitalized. That's where my line is, and then I will shop without a mask. But I'm waiting because we were there last summer. We were there, and then we were not. So it'd be really nice to walk around and drink coffee and shop and all that. I did it one time. No, maybe twice in July last summer. I did a video. I did an Ulta video without my mask on. People, or no, it wasn't Ulta. It was the shopping when I made the cherry pie into the lipstick. I didn't have a mask on, I don't think. Branda says, I'm only doing glosses as I get older. I like the diffusion. Yeah, I can see that. And glosses are just so comfortable now. Like they used to be so sticky and so uncomfortable. And I feel like glosses have come a long way. Speaking of that, let's talk about gloss. So the gloss that I always recommend to everyone is the Fenty Gloss Bomb. I don't have any Fenty Glow right now because I ran out, or the original one, which I think is called Fenty Glow. I don't have any of that because I ran out of it. So this is the only one I have right now. This one is Confetti. And it just smells so good. And I love the doe foot on this. It smells like cherries to me. I've heard other people say it smells like other things, but I just love the way this feels. Like it's got like a slickness to it that isn't sticky. It just feels good on the lips and it lasts a long time. Like I've been sitting here talking and this lip gloss is pretty much like it's starting to go away completely. Like I put it on right before I started filming. I just put it on again and it's already like wearing down. This stuff lasts for freaking ever on my lips. I need to find a drugstore option to recommend though. But I love the Fenty Glow. The Fenty Gloss Bombs. They're freaking amazing. I haven't tried the heat ones. I'm a little scared of the heat ones. Oh, hi, Angelica. Oh, this is such a great recommendation. I'm so glad I saw this. I always recommend the Sephora Lip Stories Bullet Lipsticks. They are so good. I only have one, and it's this one. Ha! It's like Mary Poppins bag over here. Like I just pull stuff out. This one right here on Yum Yum is the name of it, I believe. Yes, Yum Yum. It's like the perfect, I've said this before, I know. It's the perfect 90s brown. I wish it smelled like cookies though. That's what this is missing. It it has a pleasant scent. It's almost a little bit fruity floral. Like it's almost perfumey the way that it smells, this one in particular. But yes, these are very nice. Great recommendation, Angie. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. Marielle says, I wear lipstick under my mask. While I hate the Maybelline liquid lips, they're the best under mask. That's great to know. It's good to have one that doesn't transfer. And the Dose of Colors was the best one for me for under masks. But yeah, that's smart. That's definitely smart. It is fetish. It is. The Milani, they are called fetish. Pat McGrath, they better watch out. Pat McGrath's going to sue them. They better watch out. Oh, these are good too, girly girl. Lisa Eldridge lipsticks are my favorite right now. I bought some Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. Speaking of Michelle Wong, we were in Texas together, I think, and the first line of Lisa Eldridge lipsticks was launching and she was buying them. So not peer pressure, but because she was buying them, I wanted to be cool and buy them too, because I'm still a child apparently. And I did buy some and I really like them. I do. They, for a lipstick, for a bullet lipstick, they don't have a lot of transfer, which is weird. They're very satiny looking. They have a really nice finish to them. And they kind of make you feel bougie wearing them. At least they make me feel bougie. I like them. I agree. All right, we are almost out of time. So what should we talk about last? I don't know. Or we can talk about other things. Let's see what you all want to talk about. Chris says, not the fetish lawsuit. I know. And people made the point that Pat McGrath may not be involved in the lawsuits. It may be like her team making these choices. But I honestly, like, it's called Pat McGrath Labs. I would doubt that they would file a lawsuit without her knowing about it. Like, how, like, I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. But like, if you're going to sue somebody, you would think that the namesake of the company would know about it and have to sign off on it. I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. All right, Kristen, I got this. Oh, wait, Kristen's the other one. No, you are Kristen. Can you tell I've had a long day? Oh, my path unfolding says I've had an allergic reaction to Sephora lipsticks in the past, so I avoid them. That is the fastest way to get you not to try something again is to have an allergic reaction, especially if it's super uncomfortable. It's like, nope, nope on a rope, not happen again. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. Nope, nope. Yeah, so you agree, Casey. The Milani lipsticks are amazing. I also love Lisa Eldridge's formula. It's beautiful. Yeah, totally. Ooh, colored eyeliners. I don't use a lot of eyeliner pencils, honestly. If you're looking for colored eyeliners, go over to Makeup Geek and get some at 40% off, if they still have any, because they make amazing colored pencil liners. They're the only ones that I like. Like I have a ton of pencil liners. Like I ended up throwing a bunch away because I never used them. But Marlena was kind enough to send some over and I was like, I actually like these because what happens a lot of times when I use a pencil liner, especially like the Urban Decay 24/7, is they end up like down here within hours. It's like running down my face and it looks super weird. So the Makeup Geek ones don't do that. But that's what I would recommend for pencil liners. And I actually brought over for, I don't know what colors M Cosmetics has, but these M Cosmetics marker liners are freaking phenomenal. They're amazing. They're so good. It's a brush tip, so it bends to the eye. They're wonderful. Another really good one is the one by Beauty. It's called Cleopatra ink. I threw mine away because I used it until it died. Like I need to buy another one because I literally used it until it died. Like I couldn't use it anymore. I way after the expiration. It was so good. It was so good. But those are some of my favorites for brush tip right now. Yeah, Dark Angel, what does everyone think about the closing of Makeup Geek? I am so sad about it. Like Makeup Geek is like part of my soul, I feel like, because like I was saying in What's Up in Makeup today, is that Marlena is the inspiration for this YouTube channel. Like I don't know if I would have a beauty channel. I would have a YouTube channel, or at least I would have started some kind of YouTube channel back in 2012. But if it wasn't for Marlena specifically, I probably wouldn't have done a beauty channel because I was very much inspired by her, but I knew I didn't have the talent that she had to do makeup. So I was like, well, I'll just do reviews because that's what I need in my life is somebody to try makeup for me so I don't have to buy it. So maybe I can be that for other people. Um, so because you go into the store and there's the wall of makeup and it's like there's like 40 brow pencils here. Like how the heck do I know which one to pick? Like, can you just guess? At least I did back in 2012. I just guessed and just grabbed one, unless Marlena recommended it. Like I was watching a lot of Makeup Geek back then. So her closing Makeup Geek broke my heart. Like I was like, oh man, it's like end of an era. But I know that Marlena is going to do amazing things. She's an incredible businesswoman. She has started two brands now. Like she's amazing. I would love to see her do like baby products or something like that. I think that she could crush a baby line. That sounded really awful. Crush a baby line? Like what am I even saying? You know what I'm trying to say though? Like either like a skincare line for babies or, yeah, like a skincare line for babies, like lotions and diaper cream and stuff like that. I think she would do really well with that. Highlighters. Paul, we did not go over highlighters. I did bring out one because I feel like it is the most universal one that I think a lot of people would like, and it's the Essence Pure Nude. This is purchased. It doesn't look like I've used a lot because you don't need very much, and not much picks up on the brush either. It really goes on very nicely. It's very subtle. So I feel like it works for the most people. And because it's not like a bright shade, I feel like it works for a lot of people. It blends out nice and sheer and just gives it gives you like a healthy glow, and it's relatively sheer, so it's pretty universal from what I've heard of people of different skin tones, whether you're very fair, very deep, it blends out very nicely. So this is the one I always recommend for highlighter. Oh, you know what I was gonna say? This reminded me. Jenny says ColourPop is really good too. They're less expensive, but Makeup Geek really has good smooth ones too. Yes. ColourPop eyeliners, the experience I have with those are the Raw Beauty Christie ones. I really, really like those a lot. Those were wonderful, but I haven't bought a lot of ColourPop highlighters. But what I was gonna say about eyeshadow specifically was that when people ask me for like a really good solid eyeshadow formula, I tell them go check out ColourPop because they're not a high price point, but they have pretty consistent quality. I mean, not all of course, not all. I've heard people complain about different palettes and things, but I think overall, ColourPop does a really nice job with their eyeshadows. I think that ColourPop, watch what's going to happen. I bet you, ColourPop, the people that own, what's the brand that owns it? They had owned, they were doing Tati Beauty's stuff for a little while. What were they called? I can't remember. But anyway, I would not be surprised if they came out with a high-end makeup brand and manufactured it. I guess they're just trying to keep up with ColourPop, but if they came out with a high-end brand, I bet you they could use very similar formulas and sell it at a much more expensive price point. I don't think anybody would know the difference. I mean, honestly, a lot of ColourPop stuff is really good and they are thriving because of it. And I wish that more makeup brands would catch on to if you make good quality products, they will become holy grails. They will become, favorites of many people. People will come back and they'll repurchase. They'll trust your brand to come out with really good stuff. You cannot, like, as a brand, you can't just be like, oh, I'll just put out some crap, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just this one, or, for the holidays, we'll put out a different formula that's cheaper or whatever. It's like, no, no. Like, then people lose trust and faith in your brand. And I feel like that's why ColourPop is crushing it, is because overall, I mean, not across the board, but overall, they do a really nice job with their products. And I've never been on ColourPop PR, just as a side note. Never, ever. It was interesting. I saw them at a show once at a Ipsy event. because I went to all of them back then. And they said that I didn't have a large enough channel to be on their PR. I think I had like maybe 30 or 40,000 subscribers at the time. They said I didn't have a large enough channel to be on their PR. This was the people that were working at the booth. So it wasn't like necessarily a stance of ColourPop in general. I don't want to like talk crap about ColourPop, but it made me really sad. They said, but we'll give you a gift bag. And they gave me like a PR gift bag, which was really nice, but they never put me on PR. Which is fine. It's totally fine. But I've purchased a lot of ColourPop on my own and really enjoyed it. And that's why I say how awesome it is, because it is really good. Absolutely. Ah, Lupe says it is called fetish. I was right. Well, okay. I think I didn't think it was fetish, but it is. You're right. Okay, cool. Nice. Well, thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you. I did see somebody ask if I would do any content about marshmallows. I did. I do have a Mad Marshmallows YouTube channel, but I've done nothing with it, and I don't know if I ever will. So don't go. I'll let you know if you need to subscribe to it, but I probably won't do anything on this channel just because people get annoyed enough when I talk about it in live chat. I can't imagine if I did an entire video. I think that the only time I'll probably do a full dedicated marshmallow video would be like a year after I launch. Maybe next September, do like a what I learned in a year being a small business owner kind of thing. I think that'd be cool.
Follow your Instagram. You put content up there.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You can follow me on Instagram. I have a Mad Marshmallows Instagram. It's mad.marshmallows on Instagram. I put up lots of really cool pictures. So we just launched key lime pie if you're in the state, and it's freaking amazing. I love it so much. Let me show you what it looks like. So this is the beautiful picture that John took of key lime pie. So it's a key lime flavored marshmallow, and then it has graham crackers on the outside to make it like pie. And they're so creamy and delicious. Here's the other picture that he took. So there's some beautiful photos. John does my photography for Mad Marshmallow. So there's the blueberry muffin. Look at that beautiful photo that he took. I can't do that. I have no eye for photography. There's peanut butter cup. We sold so much peanut butter cup today. Oh my gosh. People are dying over the peanut butter cup. But if you're in Maryland, there's mint chocolate chip. So it does taste like mint chocolate chip ice cream. If you're in Maryland, go check it out. At least follow me on Instagram so you can see the pretty pictures. So yeah, that's a thing. But I'm going to go. I could gab about marshmallows forever, and that's not why you're here. So, oh, I could. YouTube shorts about marshmallows. I could. Oh, I could always talk marshmallows. I could talk marshmallows all day, every day. I love it so much. I'm having so much fun. I have so many ideas of things I want to do. And speaking of where we started, I have a carrot cake marshmallow that I've been working on, but it's got a little ways to go before it's ready. But what I did perfect that's amazing that I don't know, I was thinking about releasing it for St. Patrick's Day because it's an Irish cream flavored marshmallow and it's got milk chocolate chips inside and on top. It's called mudslide. It tastes exactly like a mudslide if you ever had one of those drinks. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So I'm always thinking of new things, and it's just fun, I think, to even just see them, even if you can't buy them. I am trying to get in a commercial kitchen. I went to go see a commercial kitchen last week. It's very, very expensive. It's 35 minutes from my house. It's very expensive. So I have to figure out how I'm going to scale up because I just can't make them fast enough in order to justify as much as it costs. It's really expensive. So I have to be able to make enough in order to do that. So to be able to sell enough in order to be able to pay for the space, but we'll see. So, all right. But I'm working on it. It's something I'm working on. I have a lot to do. I have some courses I need to take. I need to take like an 8-hour food management course or something that you have to get like a proctored test and like, it's like a whole big thing. So I haven't done that yet and a bunch of things. So, but yeah, I should go. I could talk about it forever. Jennifer says, gas prices be damned. I will be there for mudslide. It is so good. I wish I could just send them all to you. Like if I could, I would just send everybody them. They're so fun. They're really fun. Thank you, Siri. Nice to see how happy the marshmallow business seems to be making you. I'm just so sad I'm nowhere near Maryland to try them. I'm not tired of it at all. So Lori, they stay good after shipping. It's a
week shelf life from when they're manufactured. So the shelf life is just the texture starts to change after 6 weeks. They start getting a little more firm, and by the 2-month mark, they're relatively hard. They're not bad. They don't really go bad because there's nothing really perishable in them, but they do get harder. They're just not as fresh. So 6 weeks is the marker where I say, you should probably eat them by 6 weeks just so you can have the texture that I'm known for with it. So, Paul says GoFundMe. I don't feel comfortable like doing Kickstarter and GoFundMe. I just don't feel comfortable. I feel like that would be, I don't know. It's just not in my thing. It's not in my soul. Like I would feel, I don't know. I appreciate other people that do it. I've donated to 1 million GoFundMes. I just feel weird about that. So I probably won't do that, but we'll get there. I'll get there on my own. We will work through it. It'll be fine. All right. I'm going to go. I've been talking too long. All right. I'm leaving now. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And yeah, I will see you in live chat next week, 10 a.m. next week. Cause I don't have a market next week. Have a great week. Stay safe. It's 10 a.m. next week. Oh, thank you so much. 5 p.m. next week. My son has his volleyball playoffs next week. So 5 p.m. Thank you, babe, because I forgot about that. I don't know how I forgot. 5 p.m. next week. All right, my friends. I will talk to you soon. I love. Have a great week. Bye.